woman with child, and they shall not escape. You ain't not gonna escape this destruction. And that was because I read this in 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, right? And the 3rd verse, it says, a sword is set among you, who may turn it back? A fire is set among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and who is he that may drive them away? Right? Who's going to drive those plagues away? And one of those principal plagues that comes to mind is the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter, and the 12th verse, where it talks about this shall be the plague, wherewith all the people that are fought against Jerusalem, right? And he says, the tongue is going to consume away, right? As they stand up on their feet, the eyes going to consume away within their eye sockets, man. All right? Because that's dealing with what? That's dealing with the ICBMs, man. All right, and they're trying to bring forth all kind of new, you know, Russia done brought the Sarmat 2 missile, right, which they also nicknamed the Satan, okay, right. So you know that's gonna bring forth. And they had the brimstone missile too, man. Okay, now think about that. Here it is, all of this destruction spoken about within the scriptures, and the Most High is gonna put it within the Russian bear's mind to call this the brimstone missile, man. That's prophetic, man. Okay, that's prophetic. Because what? Because that brimstone missile is going to fulfill the scripture where it is told, where it is said that you're going to have brimstone, a fire and brimstone hitting this place. Now, back in the ancient world, you had it to where the Most High created all of that fire and what's up, man? Create all that fire and brimstone from the ambient, man, from the elements. But the Most High had it to where He put it within the spirit of these Americans and the spirit of these spirit of these German scientists to bring forth that instrument. But guess what? That instrument ain't gonna touch Jacob, because the scripture says within the book of Isaiah, all right, any weapon that is formed against Jacob ain't gonna prosper, man. Okay, so we're on a, you know, we're gonna be fashioned. The Lord's gonna fashion us into a weapon that the Esau can't destroy, man, because we deal with that spiritual warfare, man. All right. Back in the 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, it says, the sword is set upon you, who is he that may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, who is he that may quench it? Right? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them back? May any man drive away an hungry lion, right? Or may anyone quench the fire, right, in the stubble when it has begun? Okay. The mighty Lord, I'll jump down to 8, but the mighty Lord sendeth plagues. Who is he that may drive them back? Okay. Who's going to drive the judgment away that the Most High has set forth for this place, man? Ain't nobody going to be able to do that, man. Right? Because the Lord has I've said it, right? And it's not going to return unto Him void, man. Right? The words that He speaks, they're gonna go out there and accomplish that way unto it pleases the Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Okay. Right. So let me jump to the 14th verse. Plagues. Behold, the plagues are sent, and they shall not return until they have come upon the earth. Okay. Now let's go back onto where is this? The book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, right? The 3rd verse. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and it shall not tarry." Right? Wait for it. For it, it said, wait for it. Okay. Right, you're supposed to wait for the Most High to come and do destruction to this place. You right, my man? Yeah. Where you from? Where you from? No. What country you from? What country is your father from? Jamaica. Oh, so you're from the tribe of Benjamin? Yeah. You know about the 12 tribes of Israel within the scriptures? Yeah. The people out there within the West Indies, they're from the tribe of Benjamin, predominantly. Right? Okay. And what the Lord's doing right now, you're seeing all of these things that are happening out here in the earth, right? You're seeing what happened was yesterday with that rogue gunman within. That's all set up, man. Munich, sorry. That's all a setup. Because what Esau's doing, Esau being the so-called white man predominantly, okay, I'm not dealing with color or anything like that, but for the most part, the Edomites, all right, are white, and they're the people that are in power right now. What he's doing right now, he's trying to set up the most chaos you've seen in the world ever, all right, to bring forth what? Well, I'm sure you know about the so-called New World Order, right? So what do you know about the New World Order, if you don't mind me asking?
To control what's going on around us.
Okay, that's good, right? So, good, because martial law is going to come. Martial law has to come. That's why you had Munich, and before that you had what? The truck driver, right? All of that. But guess what? You know it's fishy, because what happens? Someone leaves the fucking passport. Excuse my English. Someone leaves an ID card or something like that. Hold on a minute. You're going to blow up all kind of people, and you're going to leave your ID card on the sea. don't make no sense, right? Zoar setup, okay? And what they're gonna do with that is create all kind of chaos, all right? And with that chaos, they can implement New World Order because what? Because this guy, really the instigator of the so-called New World Order in, not Albert Pike, the name escapes me now, but he had a coin known as Order. They don't have a term called Order ad Chaos, order out of chaos, right? So you make the people get so heated up that they're gonna go to their leaders and say, give us anything but what we're having out here right now. And the only option that they're gonna say, we got this New World Order with the RFID chip. You know about the RFID chip? It's the mark of the beast. You ain't supposed to be getting it.
That's control.
It's all about control, man. Now, here's the kicker. The scriptures say that control was supposed to be given unto the 12 tribes of Israel. They're supposed to be the people above all the people upon the face of the earth. Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, and the 6th verse. Okay? They're supposed to be above all the people upon the face of the earth. And you know how we went through slavery like that? That's because the slavery that we went through was because we went off of the law, statutes, on the command. That was a judgment. But that judgment is going to go on to our enemies now. So, all of this destruction is going to come and play out. Who's going to be saved out of it? The same people the Lord was dealing with from the beginning. Why is he going to say, look, here it is, you've been enslaved underneath the so-called white man for hundreds of years, and the Lord's going to say, look, it's all right, you were the Israelites before, I'm going to save your slave masters as well. You're going to be out there, you know, by the means how the Lord's going to deliver you out here, you're going to be out there by that medium, and you're just going to be sitting there next to your slave master. Doesn't not the scripture say the Lord is fair and just? So what is the Lord going to do that's going to be fair and just to your enemies that have put you in slavery? That's a question. Good. No, but say it. I know you wanted to say it. He's going to put them in slavery. He's going to put them in slavery. Now that's all logistics. Let's see that within the scriptures. Okay, this is the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter, and the 9th verse. I'm going to show you that the Most High is fair and just, man. Okay, so you've been hardcore slavery too. Hardcore slavery. Okay, nothing like it's never been seen before. You know what they say about the sharks out there in the Atlantic? They say there was so much people being thrown overboard, right, off of them slave ships, that to this day the sharks follow the same route the ships took to go on into America. That's how much people are being thrown overboard. That's a lot of people to change habitual. Okay. Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 9th verse. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Now, what does the scripture say that? Because have an ear, let him hear. The scripture says that because there was people that are going to perceive this truth and people that wasn't going to perceive this truth. Going back onto Isaiah, the 6th chapter, because the Lord said, curse these people, man. I ain't dealing with them. Right? If you understand the scriptures, ultimately, you're just gonna be, you're gonna understand, you're gonna get healed. Yes. So he said, no, don't let them not understand the scriptures. So he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword, what's the modern day sword? The ICBM nuclear missile, the gun. He that killeth with the gun, he that killeth with the ICBM missile, nuclear missile, he that killeth with the nuclear missile, all right, must be, the scripture says, must be killed. Okay, right, with the sword. And he goes on to say, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So when the saints are when they say, talking about the saints marching in and so on and so forth, what are those saints talking about? What are they dreaming about? They're dreaming about vengeance. They're dreaming about, that's what the scripture says. Not what, we're going to hold hands together. Holding hands together and all of these nations coming together as one is a Babylonian doctrine. Nations coming together is a Babylonian doctrine. Because what did the Most High do when Nimrod tried to build that tower up? He dispersed them, he scattered them in that countries. Man, he said, look, they can come together and they're going to come up against us, man. So he dispersed them, he confused the languages. Right? The Lord is a separatist. He is a separatist. Furthermore, he is a racist.
You believe that?
That's what the scripture says. Forget what I believe. That's what the scripture says. I'll show you that in the scriptures. I'll show you that in the scriptures.
He's a God of love.
Love to who?
All mankind.
What mankind? There are three classifications of men. Sons of God, sons of the wicked, right, and sons of men. The Lord loves the sons of God, the righteous of the sons of God. And I'm going to show you this in the scriptures, because it says that in the scriptures.
God loves all men.
All right, okay, I'll show you in the
God
scriptures.
doesn't love sin. That's what it is.
I'll show you that in the
Despise sin.
scriptures. I'll show you in the
We're all-
scriptures.
We're all made in the image of God.
I'll show you that in the scriptures, okay? Because if I say it, it's like I said it. But this is what the Lord said.
But it also says we're all made in the image of God. So if we're all made in the image
Hold
of
on,
God,
let
we're
the
all
scriptures speak, and then we'll start off in the Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter and the 6th verse. You was doing good up until now.
Yeah.
He was doing good up until now.
You think so?
He was doing good. So this is Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter and the 6th verse. This is in the law. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord." Holy means separate. Okay, thou art a holy people unto the Lord. Thy power, he has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You're not on the same level as a Chinese. The Lord doesn't see you as on the same level as a Chinese. Doesn't matter what you think about yourself. He doesn't see you on the same level as him. The scripture just told you there,
That's the old
you're,
law, isn't it?
you're on a higher level than they are. That's what the scripture says.
That's looking at the old law.
That's okay, all right. The old law. What did the Lord say when He came? He said, "I came not to destroy the law, but to what? To fulfill." Why was He fulfilling the law? Going to show you the law was still very much in existence, because when you do certain sins against the holy power, the Most High, the Lord requires blood. So the Lord said, "Look, I'm done with total doves. I'm done with the burnt rams and so on and so forth. I need this perfect sacrifice that's going to bring these people back unto me. Okay? I'm going to bring these people back unto me, all right, and fulfill the law in the same time." And that was the man as Jesus, which his real name is Yahweh Shai. Okay? So he was actually fulfilling the law. He wasn't destroying the law. He was fulfilling the law. Now here's the proof that the law is still in full effect. Okay? Now obviously you can't keep it perfect within the society. If I say grow a beard, your boss is going to say, "Look, this is getting too much. You're going to have to find a way around that." If I tell you, "Look, you're not supposed to be eating pork," okay, and you really put an effort to not eating pork, you're still going to find out that in your bread, okay, there's a chemical in there that goes into bread.
Yes.
When they say chicken is pumped, it's pumped with pork.
Yeah. We know
Pork proteins, okay? So there's only so much you can do within society, okay? Let's go to the book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter, and this seals it nicely, because it tells you, it goes to show you, one, the Lord in the future, right, in the New Testament, if you will, is still only dealing with one group of people, and his new covenant is still one group of people, the Israelites, and furthermore, the law is still in full effect, okay? So this is Hebrews 8, the 8th chapter, and the 8th verse, all right? So it says, "For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant," right, "with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." Nobody else. Nobody else. The house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in that covenant, meaning to say what? They had the laws written on stone, which represented their stony heart. Okay, this time he's going to write them in their minds. So you're going to have kids in that. They're going to do right. You ain't going to have to worry about your child and all of that. You're just going to be born right. And it's going to talk about that. So this covenant, I will make the house of Israel after those days. I'll put my laws into their mind, right? It said with the house of Israel, nobody else. The house of Israel, right? Saith the Lord, I'll put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I'll be there to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. Okay? That's clear and cut. New covenant, right? Dealing with the law, I will put my laws into their mind. So you don't have to, I don't know if I should be eating this. Where does that say that in the law? No, it's going to be in your mind. So you're going to be doing the law. Okay? But we're under a grace period because the Most High says, look, the man that's in power right now, he's the wicked. He's going to do everything that he can physically do to make you go off. Because why? Because when you go off, all right, and you commit iniquity, all right, as far as Esau's concerned, which is the so-called mighty man that's in power right now, that puts all of these trickeries all up, and that's prophesied within the scriptures. I believe it was Ezekiel said, the Lord said to Ezekiel, eat, man's done, and then he reduced it and says, okay, eat, cow's done. because that was going to represent the food we're eating right now. Because all of that food that we're eating right now goes back onto the curses. Why do they put pork in the food? You're telling me the law's done away with. Why do they put pork in the food? You know, you could put any kind of different protein in there.
Yeah.
Why do they specifically put pork in it? Because the law is still in full effect, man. Why do you think our so-called music in our community is all about sleeping with another man's woman? Because that's in our law not to do that. Why is it that? Why? Oh, that's the spirit. Why do you think that everything that our so-called black culture is against the law of the Most High? Because that has been artificially done so that you can be a slave without knowing that you're a slave, and you can never break free for being a slave, because now you're in a perpetual state. Hey, you got your kids listening to that music, they're just gonna do some wickedness, man.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have slave masters no more, man. And that goes back onto the Willie Lynch letter, because he said we need to put forth a new system, right? And this new system is going to create a perpetual slave. We're not even going to have no slave rise, no more uprising no more. They did that by breaking the so-called the Negro, Hispanic, and Native American family structure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you break the family within our communities. There's no relearning. Okay, so if I'm a grandfather, I'm gonna tell my grandchildren about all of the hell I go. But if you have the grandchildren go over to some plantation over there, they ain't gonna learn those stories, man.
Well, the kids can't learn stories anyway, because the parents of the children are kids themselves.
Right. Oh, yeah. But that goes on to the scriptures as well. As I believe it says, young women shall bring forth children of children. So everything that's being played out right now is all by instrumentation of the Most High bringing that forth, man. He's the one playing this game, man. Okay, so that war that's going to happen between Russia and America, that's in the scriptures. Okay, and the people that are going to be saved out of that, the Israelites, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. If you're not an Israelite, you're going into slavery. We've just seen that in the scriptures. The new covenant, which is dealing with the law, right? It's going to be to the Israelites, nobody else. In fact, the scripture says they are likened unto a spittle, right? They are likened unto the drop of a bucket. They count as a very little thing. That's these other nations, man. In fact, the book of 2nd Ezra says it best when they said the world was made for our sake. It was made for our pleasure, bro. And when you really go into it and you really understand what's happening, who really takes pleasure in the world? The Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Everybody else is about Esau. He's did so much wickedness. Things are extinct, man. He's so wicked. He's taking certain the lion. A lion. He's supposed to be the king of the jungle. The damn thing is damn near in danger because he's the wicked.
Yeah.
But when you have the righteous in power, the Israelites in righteousness, there ain't gonna be no more, man. The world's gonna be at mercy, man. All right, man. That's pretty much it, man. All right, man. Okay. You take care, man. All right, man. You have a nice day. Okay. All right. So, hey, see how much count I've got. All right, I got 2 minutes. So, pretty much, man. You're seeing it, man. All right. You're seeing basically the Most High. All right. He's basically bringing his people forth, man. Okay. Right, and you get into the real understanding of who you are and all of that, man. All right, and we've seen it within the scriptures, right? The judgment's gonna come forth, all right, and that judgment's gonna come forth on our enemies, man. So pretty much, I'm gonna say, all praises unto Yahweh Shimei outside, double honor to the apostles of GMS. All right, honestly, brothers, will be pushing this truth in sincerity, obviously, man. All right, if you're at the time of this man's end, you gotta stay on top of your game, man. Okay, so I'm gonna say shalom.